Hey everybody, welcome back. I am here in Bourne, Massachusetts at the Trading Post Lounge, known for their South Shore Bar Pizza. Now you may remember we had South Shore Bar Pizza at the Castle Island Brewery in South Boston. This is one of the destinations that you really need to go if you want to try South Shore Bar Pizza. Some call it the GOAT. So let's go and see if this is really worthy of that title. All right, see you guys in a second. We are eating some nachos before our pizza comes out. So chili, cheese, salsa, jalapenos, and then the usual lettuce, tomato, and some sour cream. A little sour cream here. All right, we're gonna get a taste of this. Trading Post Lounge, nachos. I mean, it's really just bar food. You know, canned salsa, canned jalapenos, plain old iceberg lettuce. I think maybe the only homemade thing here is the chili. Yeah, it's like a ground beef chili. We're at a bar. We're just getting nachos and pizza, so I think this satisfies that requirement, but don't go out of your way for the nachos here. The heavy hitter from Trading Post Lounge, everybody. So this has ricotta, hamburger, pepperoni, hot honey. Ooh, this is a hot pan. And you can see this beautiful laced edge here. All the sauce and cheese just clinging to the edge of that pizza. Nice burnt and crispy. We got a dangler over here, so. This is so hot, I don't want to take a bite yet, so I gotta let it cool a little bit before we get into this. So immediately, the first bite, I'm getting the flavor of the hot honey. You can feel a tiny bit of burn on your tongue. And then you get a pepperoni bite with that. And you get that nice spicy, tangy kind of flavor from the pepperoni. The burger, actually, it is really just plain hamburger. It tastes like a burger meat, but you get that beefiness. It's not too assertive. It's not seasoned really. It's just ground beef that's been probably browned ground beef in a pan before it was added on the pizza. The ricotta is interesting because it's an unusual thing you don't get on a pizza that often. I find it adds a little mellow creaminess, and maybe the time in the oven, it dries it out, so it gives it a little texture, which is a little unusual. It's not my favorite cheese in general, because it tends to be very milky and kind of bland. But I feel it adds a creaminess, kind of changes the mouthfeel. The pizza itself is very greasy though. So, you're not here for diet food anyway, right? This is cooled a little bit, so it's a little bit easier to hold, and you can see when it's a little cooler, there's no flop at all. When it was hot, it was like, but now that it's cool, no flop. I was just reflecting on the flavor of the sauce, the tomato sauce that they use on it. It's not that discernible, but it does have kind of a sweetness to it. And I know there's the hot honey as well. It doesn't really impress me. I don't really feel like it's contributing a lot. It's more of a background thing. It lubricates the pizza. It gives you a little bit more pleasant mouthfeel. Once it sat a little bit, the bottom crust got a little soggy with the grease, but at least it's still holding up nice and firm. The buffalo chicken pizza. They did offer it with a little ranch or blue cheese on the side if you want that. I know people in the Midwest are big fans of ranch on pizza. I don't get that. What's that all about? Midwest. Nicely laced edges, loaded with chicken on top. I mean, this is completely covered with chicken. It's not just a topping, like it looks like it's paved in chicken, which is kind of cool. Let's take a bite. Chicken breast, a milder Frank's hot sauce kind of flavor. Pretty typical. I don't know. I'm not getting blown away by it, but it's a satisfying bite. Look at that nicely golden crust on the bottom too. One thing I should tell you about South Shore bar pizza. The cheese they use typically tends to be a blend of mozzarella and cheddar. And I didn't really pick that up in that first few bites I had, but when I took a bite of the lacing, this little bit on the end here, I really got a very sharp cheddar kind of bite with that one. So, you know, a lot of people say, oh, cheddar cheese on a pizza, that's weird. It is a very South Shore thing, but it works for me. I think it actually helps with the lacing a little better than mozzarella. The sharpness of the cheddar you can really get, especially on the lacing of this buffalo chicken pizza. So, if you're a fan of that, come here. And one of the things I also noticed as time goes by with the heavy hitter, there was so much grease that came out of the cheese and the meat. It kind of made the crust soggy, but with the buffalo chicken, it's still nice and crisp. You can hear that? Here, Mike, hear that crisp? It still stays nice and crisp, and I really have to say, of the things on the table, the lacing on this buffalo chicken pizza was the best thing I had today. Yeah. This is gonna be the moment that people are not gonna like. I really don't think this is that great. There's nothing blowing me away about the heavy hitter here. I like the combination of the ingredients. I find they taste pleasant, but it's not something I'm gonna go out of my way to order. And I know a lot of people love the Trading Post Lounge heavy hitter, but I like it, but it's not the GOAT. You guys can kill me in the comments for saying that, but I've had better. Don't get me wrong. If you're in Bourne, if you're on Cape Cod, head over to the TPL because this is really good bar pizza, but I just don't think it's the best I've had. Maybe you can tell us in the comments if there's somewhere else to go. Let me know. But for now, I'm gonna give TPL a B. It's good, but it's not great.